Well, hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. This is a very special day because today is when the Rings of Power just got released. Like, I'm pretty emotional. I think this project was announced back in like what, 2017 or 2019, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's like a really long time, and finally we are here 2022 and the show is finally out and we can get to watch the first two episodes on Amazon Prime. This is coming from somebody who grew up with the original trilogy by Peter Jackson. Those are my favorite movies of all time, as you already know probably. I even like the Hobbit trilogy. They're not the greatest movies of all time, but yeah, they were entertaining. I still thought they were entertaining. Now we are back in Middle-earth after 8 years. The last Hobbit movie was in 2014. It's like I have the extended edition on DVD, the theatrical edition on Blu-ray when this came out. Ended up upgrading to Blu-ray extended edition because why the fuck not? Oh yeah, Hobbit, there you go. Yeah, I even got some video games, Lord of the Rings Conquest, Shadow of Mordor, The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings. I haven't finished The Lord of the Rings, but I did read The Fellowship of the Ring, but I'll get to him one day. And I even read The Silmarillion, so there you go. That I love Tolkien, I love Middle-earth, like I love this shit. Let's just get into the review of the first two episodes of The Rings of Power. So right off the bat, it's honestly insane how grand the scope of this show is. Like, you're literally watching these two episodes and you're like, wow, these don't even feel like TV shows. It's like you're actually watching movies, like big budget movies, but from the comfort of your own home, you know? Like, you see all these landscape shots, the music by Bear McCreary, which is phenomenal, by the way. You can tell this show really put its money for the visuals and the technical aspect, and it delivers. It really pays off. You can't deny that. I can think of like 3 shots that made my jaw drop. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I literally was jaw dropped. Is that a word? So like the prologue scene where you see the shot of Valinor and then the 2 trees, I was like, holy shit. The next shot is with Elrond, Ned Stark. But yeah, the shot of him like just going through the woods and with the orange leaves, and then bam, that shot of Linden, that really was amazing. And in the second episode, when Elrond goes to visit Khazad-dûm, and the music by Bear McCreary is just, oh my god, so it makes that scene so good. I was just in complete wonder. It was really magical. It's honestly unreal how this is even just a TV show. These are like big budget movies, but just cut into 1-hour episodes, basically. And I also love the fact that the style of this show, in terms of the music by Bear McCreary and everything, they were not trying to copy Peter Jackson's original trilogy. They were doing their own thing. This is their own adaptation of Middle-earth. And I think that's pretty cool that we're getting like new people to create something that's in the world of Tolkien. Yeah, I think it's a great way to like see a new vision to Middle-earth, even though it's still familiar to the world of that Peter Jackson brought to life. So these first 2 episodes are directed by J.A. Bayona. I know he did A Monster Calls, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, The Orphanage, and The Impossible. I haven't seen those. But out of A Monster Calls, Jurassic World, and this, I think this is his best directing that I've ever seen. And that also goes with the whole like budget of this movie and how grand the scope of this show is. It's amazing what he was able to do with all of this. It's honestly astounding. I also noticed a thing that he does a lot in these 2 episodes is he loves to give shots of the characters' eyes. I think a lot of these 2 episodes really focused on the eyes of our characters. And that was a very interesting creative choice, just to see the emotions of Galadriel and see the emotions of Nori or anyone. Now onto the characters. Morfydd Clark plays Galadriel. I think she's very good. And probably my favorite storyline of the show so far. The one that really gets me like intrigued and to see where it's going. She does a phenomenal job. She's not trying to copy Cate Blanchett. She's doing her own thing. That's great. There isn't much character development yet. Obviously, because it's only the first 2 episodes, but I like where this is going and I'm on board. Then you have Robert Aramayo, who plays Elrond, and he was honestly a surprise. I didn't think I would like him. I think I liked him more starting from like the second episode. Yeah, he was honestly a surprise. Like, again, he's not trying to copy, you know, the original Hugo Weaving. We know we all love Hugo Weaving. He's doing his own thing. You know, he's a much more younger version of Elrond. Benjamin Walker plays the High King Gil-galad. Gil-galad. His performance is very interesting. He's very like, sometimes he doesn't have any emotion. Maybe he's just supposed to play that way. Like he's very like serious and just like, He's a king, I guess, so maybe that's why he's like that. Not a flaw or anything, but it's just what I noticed. Another surprise in in the characters is Markella Kavanagh playing Nori Brandyfoot. I didn't expect myself to like latch on to the Harfoot story, but I thought they were pretty interesting. You know, I'm on board to see where this goes, especially when the Meteor Man, or known as the Stranger, just crashes down like into their land. It was probably like the storyline that I was least excited about, but I actually kind of enjoy it. Then you have Charles Edwards playing Celebrimbor. He's not in it that much. He literally just showed up in the first episode like with the and then in the second episode he has lines in the second episode. But yeah, it was actually pretty cool when they mentioned the Silmarils and Fëanor, so that was cool. And of course, I also love Durin the Fourth and Disa. There is something really just fun about them, like a good energy between those two characters. So I'm just gonna get into a few negatives that I have of this show. So basically, I think the first episode is a very heavy episode. Like it's a lot of like background setting up and information. And you could say the same thing about like the first Lord of the Rings. Maybe it's because of time. It's been 20 years since that movie came out, so it obviously has its advantages over this. Maybe, you know, in years to come, like this first episode is going to age super well and it's going to be great. But for now, it's a very heavy episode. There's lots of information. You're going from one story to another. You don't really latch onto anything specifically. And I mean, other than the visuals that are amazing, and the technical aspect is amazing too. But in terms of story wise, it's very like bouncing from one story to another. But I do believe that in the second episode, they handled that a lot better. And that's probably because there's something that happens at the end of episode 1 that kind of links all the characters together, and it kind of just flows better as well. So I hope the show remains that way, and I think it will be. I'm also not really on board with the storyline of Bronwyn and Arondir. You know, Bronwyn is a human, and Arondir is an elf, and they have like this secret love that they have, and I'm not super on board with that yet. I guess it's only the first 2 episodes, so I don't know. We'll see how it develops, but for now I'm like kind of like iffy about their storyline. But I do think they still like gave a good performance. So basically, like, I think I would give the first episode an 8 out of 10, but the second episode a 9 out of 10. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this show goes, and I'm really happy that we're back in Middle Earth. And if you had to ask me which show I'm more hooked on between House of the Dragon or Rings of Power, I'd probably say House of the Dragon. I think House of the Dragon kind of gets you hooked like from that first episode, and that's why I gave such a good review. Despite being a super bigger Tolkien fan than J.R.R. Martin, I'm still more hooked onto House of the Dragon, but I still think Rings of Power is still intriguing, and I want to learn more, and I want to like see where this show goes. So yeah, that's my review of Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, episode 1 and 2. Let me know what you guys thought about these 2 episodes. Yeah, subscribe, like, comment, share, all that shit. So see ya. Have a nice day.